my. Oh! You're awake. How delightful. My name is Dr. Archibald B. Cromsworthy, Esquire, the second. Or the third, if you count my uncle, but we don't count my uncle. Not after the incident. You, may be looking around and wondering, ooh, why am I tied up? Ooh, why am I restrained in this chair in your study? Well, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. You see, beyond just being a man of industry, as well as a purveyor of various arts and disciplines, I happen to also be a man of the many natural sciences. Recently, my fascination has been the study of the various genetic links of mankind, chief amongst which a newly burgeoning field, phrenology, the intersections of the study of the skull and the study of mankind. You happen to be quite an interesting specimen. You see, based upon your pronounced brow ridge, your elongated orangutan-like limbs, and as well as the viscous, slightly acidic green slime that you constantly excrete, we believe that you may be the missing link between the French and real humans. It's very fascinating stuff. So, I'm just going to have you here and examine you, measure your skull, maybe pop the top off and take a look at what's underneath. And then we'll figure out what to do with you from there. I was thinking the freak show. They are paying a pretty penny or two. Maybe even a nickel. Let's see here. I have my calipers, as well as my industrial measuring tape. A new innovation invented by me and me alone. Do not speak to the Italian man that I commissioned recently for it. He'll tell you I invented it. Let's see here. Interesting length. You've got an extra 3.5 skull plates right about here. Were you dropped several times as a child, or are you genetically gifted? We'll have to figure that out. Very interesting. This bone here, the sphenoid, vibrates at a frequency that determines your preferred temperature of soup. Yours is, oh, dear God. Dear God, no. I hate to inform you, but yours is lukewarm at best. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. How strange. Interesting. I wonder what that could be. I may need to consult my notes. Never forget that the difference between science and messing around is whether or not you wrote things down. I must warn you, some patients become emotional when I palpate the region of self-esteem. How do you feel? Nothing? That is consistent with my findings. I do believe it is time to start shaving you down. I want to get an even closer access to this cranium of yours, and maybe even take the top of it off and get down to the soft, squishy brain on the inside. My doctoral thesis proposed that the angle of the occipital bone determines one's aptitude for dancing. The Royal Society rejected it, but I maintain that this is because they have very flat occipital bones. They're all terrible dancers, every single one of them. Did you know that the average Bavarian man has a small lobe inside of the back of his brain, right next to the brainstem, that actually contains a small pocket of air? They have a specific region of muscle that contracts and then expands rapidly. It acts like a bellows. That's how they yodel. It's a long-held ancestral secret, though. They're very embarrassed to admit it, but I know it's true. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I'll get them to admit it one day.
You know, I once examined a man in Vienna whose lobe of acquisitiveness was so large he stole my calipers during the examination. Twice. The nerve of some people.
Oh my. Your organ of firmness is very soft. No, there's no reason to be concerned. It's fine. Ah, very nice, very nice. Very shiny, smooth skull. Very elongated, though. Have we considered that you have more simian descendants than perhaps French? It's a possibility. It's about time that I busted out the sandpaper before we cut through that skull of yours and start sticking things in there. I want to make sure that it's nice and smoothed down.
the new whale oil shipment come in yet? No, why not? Chinese pirates. Oh.
All right. Nice and smooth. I do believe that it's time to get the top of your skull removed. I do hope you don't mind, but that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm just the messenger, man. That's just how it's gonna be, okay? You don't get to have the top of your skull anymore. For science, you know how it is. Trust me, it'll be great. Now, all I'll do is activate my handy-dandy reciprocating saw, powered by whale oil. All right. Ooh. Hear that? It's rather quite a sturdy skull cap you got there. Very nice. You've been eating your calcium. I believe for the final part of our inspection, I shall simply be measuring the interior portions of your brain. Don't worry, I've got this delightful probe here. I've got to keep it nice and sharp so it gets in between all the ridges cleanly. Just don't move your head too much. Very nice. Don't worry about the sound of your gray matter tearing. I'm sure it's fine. Alright. Let's get this one right down the middle, shall we? Oh. I may have gone too deep in there. You still with me? Nope. Nope, the light's fading.